I want to be a mermaid, but I cannot swim.
We're getting near the end of winter, guys, and it's so hot right now. We have the aircon on, we have the lights on our head, but I mean, I cannot survive outside. Honestly, guys, I don't know what's going on. I don't know I'm going to survive summer.
And Ducky too.
Yes, I don't know I'm going to survive summer. So anyways, we have a video. It's a 10 reasons why Australia is the best country in the world. And just to tell you how bullshit this is, you have a video here by the same YouTube channel, Geography Bible, 10 reasons why New Zealand is the best country in the world. So you know that he's not going to put 10 reasons why Australia is one of the best. It's not as clickbaity, right? It needs to be clickbait. All the channel do that. It's not a critique to his channel. It's just that you want people to click from Australia, right? All the viewers are going to be from Australia, most of them, and you want them to be very proud of their country. So people make video about many countries, and they pretty much say that each time this is the best country. It's fair play, I guess.
Okay.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
Geography Bible. Okay, let's go.
That look like kangaroo. Oh no.
Australia, the land down under.
Hey.
The 6th largest country in...
The opera,
Signature.
to me, is one of the most ugly piece of architecture.
It's weird. It look weird.
To me, it looked like those millionaire house in Los Angeles that are so ugly from the inside, that have like furniture that are so expensive, but you would never live in a house like this. I don't know. I never found the Opera House to be pretty. I don't know what Australian think, but it just look weird to me.
Tippy.
It's a good location though. It's a very good location, but it just look weird.
in the world by
I'm
land
sure
size,
inside it's a
with
lot
only the
prettier,
55th
but it
most
just look
populated. Australia is one of, if not my favourite country in the world. After visiting there multiple times throughout my life,
Oh, yeah, it's
I
been
can
there at
truly
least.
vouch for how amazing it is. Australia has it all. Big fun cities,
Wow.
tropical beaches, rainforests, desert, and interesting historical culture. So in this video, we've made a list
look
of 10
cute.
reasons why
Yeah.
Australia
Are you?
is the best country in the world,
You're
and this
what?
is coming from a Brit.
Devil?
If you disagree
devil?
with any of our points,
Oh, the
or
kangaroo?
perhaps you are Australian yourself and you can confirm them, then let us know in the comments section below. We love reading your comments. So starting off with number 10, its population density. Although its
Oh.
major cities like Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane may be rather densely populated, Australia as a whole is one of the least densely populated countries on Earth. I think we can all agree this is a positive
Like
thing,
Canada.
as who
Yeah,
would
but
want
is
to
it?
live
It's a little bit deceiving because people say that about Canada too, right? But 70%, 80% of us in Canada, we live near the U.S. border because it's too cold if you go north. So half of the country, more than half of the country, it's almost like deserted. And in Australia and the desert, we watch a lot of documentary, Minsuji. There's nobody living in those deserts. Like sometimes you don't have like a convenience store for like 50 kilometers or something.
Yeah.
And then to make a horror movie out of
I'm
it.
gonna freak out.
Yeah.
If I
So
cannot
you
see.
said in a whole, but I think that like Sydney, Melbourne, they are quite densely populated, I think. I mean,
in a crowded, congested place. Australia has roughly 3.3 people per kilometre squared, making it the 6th most sparsely populated country on Earth. Western Australia is even lower, at just 2.5
Wow,
people
pretty.
per kilometre squared. Perth, the main city of Western Australia, is one of, if not the most isolated city in the world. The nearest city with a population of over 100,000 is Adelaide,
Whoa.
over 2,100 kilometres away. Number 9, the lifestyle. The Australian lifestyle favours the enjoyment of free time with family, friends, sports and contact with nature. Work is a fundamental value of society but must be accompanied by the necessary time for rest and recreational activities. The majority of Australia experiences fantastic weather year-round.
wait, I want him to explain further, like how many day per year do you have vacation? How many week vacation do you have per year? How many week per week? How many hour per week do you work? Do you have a paid hour break for the lunch? I want to know how it compares from like Scandinavian country like Sweden or Norway, you know, because I don't know what it means when you just said. It's kind of a...
Barbecues, outdoor socialising and swims in the sea are a part of everyday life. Try doing that in the UK
Okay.
in the middle of January. You will end up with hypothermia. Number 8,
Hypoth-
high minimum wage and great salaries. Nowhere else
Oh.
in the world would you get such a high minimum wage. When you compare the minimum wage of Australians to any other country, you would find that the pay rate is more than $10 higher than the competitor countries.
Huh?
This includes large countries like the UK, the US, France, and any other country in between. Jobs that pay quite
So
decently.
what is the minimum wage then? So I'm guessing it's more than 20 bucks per hour, probably, because in like America it's like it's gonna be 10, 12, in Canada around that, so it's gonna be like more than 20 bucks per hour, 25 bucks. Yeah, it's good. But I saw in another video that the cost of housing in Australia has gone completely out of control. And what he's talked to so far, I mean, of Canada, it's difficult to find a house below $1 million now in Canada if you want to live like in a city.
Can a foreigner buy a house there?
I don't know, but I think for us it's impossible. It's so expensive. I mean, it's all relative to the cost of living, right? The high wages. A lot of countries, like even in Canada, people are gonna have a good salary, but the cost of the house is, like I just said, is completely out of control. So people cannot afford a house, you know. So if you still live paycheck by paycheck to paycheck, it's still not that great.
Jobs that pay quite decently in the UK are usually super highly paid in Australia, especially jobs in construction and finance. Number 7, high health score. Australia is one of the world's healthiest countries for several different reasons. Australia offers its people one of the world's best healthcare systems.
Is it free?
It has one of the lowest infant mortality scores and a high life expectancy.
Tell us if it's free. Tell us if we have free healthcare, because we have free healthcare in Canada, right? But it's I had to wait 4 years almost in the waiting list to have my eye surgery, even though it was free. So there's a lot of downside to things being free all the time. And if you want to go private, you're gonna pay a lot of money because you can still go private. So I want to know, like, what is it for the waiting time? What is it for, like, you need to go into detail to know, like, if having good healthcare, yes, you have a good, like, standard, but does that mean that you have access to it? And how quick you
Smoking
have
is
access
low
to it?
in Australia too, with a continuously declining number of smokers. The vitamin D that they get from the sunshine.
But the
surely
smoker,
must
I think it's because the cost of a cigarette is like 30 bucks to a pack of cigarette. They
amazing.
put we saw in our video, they have the cost of the cigarette that is so high.
Really? Ow.
But I think it's a very good idea.
That means you're rich, right? You smoke.
But I don't think a lot of people smoke. I think you just put the only picture you could find of everyone smoking.
declining
Remember?
number of smokers. The vitamin D that they get from the sunshine surely must be a factor too. Being outside, being active and healthy in the sun is a lot better for your mental and physical health than staying indoors in the freezing cold dark nights like we have in the winter in the UK. Number 6, the beaches. Where else in the world can you go to a new beach every day and it will take you 27 years if you want to accomplish that? Well, that's Australia.
7
The
years.
Philippines, Thailand, pretty much anywhere in Southeast Asia. I think the whole Southeast Asia, all the way to Australia, have beach like this. Yeah.
For you. There's so many beaches, it would take you 27 years to visit every beach
beach so-
if you visited
so
one
empty.
every single day. What is more, an Aussie beach is hard to beat, from the magnificent city beaches to the pumping surf of the unspoiled wild.
But I
and
must say, for
natural-
the surf, though, Australia is renowned for that. In Thailand, I don't see a lot of people surfing. I think it's difficult. We don't have the
current.
yeah, we don't have the
beaches.
It's not proper.
Every beach is a contender to be better than any other beach
I also
in the rest
heard
of
a
the
lot of,
world.
like,
Number
charm
5,
things.
major attractions. It is impossible to live in Australia and wonder where you could go for your next vacation because there's so many choices. This country certainly has it all, from Sydney to Melbourne to the Great Barrier Reef to the giant lake, the majestic outback and the unblemished beauty of the Northern Territory.
Oh.
You will love Australia.
look nice.
And the unblemished
I like the trees and the lake in the middle, and it looked quite clean. I don't know if it's always clean like this, but it
beauty
looked
of
quite
the
clean
Northern
from
Territory.
that angle.
You will love Australia. Australia has something for everyone. Number 4, it has every type of climate and terrain. From mountains to beaches to rainforests to deserts. Quite similar to the USA, Australia is so
Hey,
big,
even
it
snow. I discovered recently that you guys have snow in Australia. I didn't know. I thought that the climate was it's very similar to Thailand, the climate. Like right now it's almost 40 degrees in Thailand. But in Australia, depending where you are in Australia, it can be 40 degrees and then the next place can have some snow. It's really, really, really diverse. More than I thought, actually.
every type of climate and terrain there is to offer. There is no need to leave your country if your country offers everything the world has to offer. For example, in the UK, we do have beaches and forests, but we certainly do not have those tropical beaches that Australia offers. Number 3, the people. In my opinion, Aussies are friendlier than most other citizens from around the world.
Wow.
Sometimes even too friendly. Some say it's the weather,
Whoa.
others say it's the carefree attitude. The Aussie motto is "she'll be right," which means don't stress,
She'll be
it's all
right?
good. In Australia, you're someone's mate until proven otherwise. This includes your boss as well as that annoying next door neighbour. You'll be amazed by the welcoming
clean.
and laid back nature of the natives. Aussies and Brits are like two brothers. They do argue and they fall out sometimes, but deep down, we really do like each other. Number 2, Tasmania has the world's cleanest air. The northwestern
Whoa.
tip of Tasmania on the Cape Grim Peninsula is where
That's
you'll
why I
find...
said earlier that the city looked clean when I saw the water, and the tree I was talking also about all the hair look. We're not in Thailand. We have such bad hair quality that when I look at something like this, I'm like, wow. In Thailand, there's pollution. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everything.
Especially in Bangkok.
Yeah, and here it looks.
The northwestern tip of Tasmania
Tasmania
on the
is that
Cape
island,
Grim
yeah.
Peninsula is where you'll find the cleanest air in the world. This is
Whoa.
because the air is cleaned while it travels for thousands of kilometers over the ocean before arriving at the Tasmanian coast.
That's
Heck,
good.
it's so good, they even sell cans and bottles of air to other countries who have polluted air. And finally, number 1,
Who buy this?
wildlife. Australia hosts a high biodiversity compared
Yes,
to other
that's true.
regions in the world. It has very unique wildlife such as kangaroos, koalas, quokkas, and many more native animals and plants awaiting for you.
Yeah,
the squirrels in
amazing.
London's Hyde Park are adorable, but would you miss the opportunity to meet kangaroos, hug a koala, or take a quokka selfie on Rottnest Island off the coast of Perth? Yes, Australia is home to deadly creepy crawlies and snakes.
Yeah, you guys
but
told us, because we reacted to like deadly animal in Australia, you guys told us that like all the deadly stuff, you really need to look for it. Some of you said you never saw like a deadly snake in Australia.
Every time when I saw like the area that really look like, like cobra love to live, I gonna be freak out.
I have never personally seen a cobra, and I have been in Thailand for 8 years. I've seen a lot of snake. I've never seen a cobra.
Because you don't go to the jungle, mate.
Yes, but that's what I just said. People told me that most of them have not seen a lot of
No,
the...
actually, the cobra doesn't really have to stay in the jungle. It love the like when it wet floor, when it seem like cool, near the water steam, thing like that, and it really love it. And also in this house, I'm thinking about one place now. I'm waiting for the rain.
Yeah,
I'm
but we live in the
really
middle of
freaking
nowhere. But
out.
my point is that most people that wrote a comment to us said that most of the deadly animals, they have never seen it, because you need to really look for it and go on an adventure to see them in real life.
I probably look for it sometime. I think God just fucked me up because everything that I don't want to see, they just show me.
They are extremely rare in urban areas. So there we have it. 10 reasons why we think Australia is the best country in the world. Of course, just like any other country in the world, it's not perfect. It does have some drawbacks. But we believe that Australia ranks highly in...
What do you think? Why would you like to go to Australia?
There are too many things to research. To explore.
Yeah.
Too many things
Except
to
the
explore.
hot man that drives...
Hot man, that exceptional. You're gonna need to keep in your mind. You cannot like tell anyone, even when you see hot man on the street.
do you have
That's
another-
also one of the reason too. Do you know? But I'm not gonna tell anyone. And also, Australia, it seems to be easy for me, Thai like me.
You mean to get
to
a
go?
visa to go there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And you can explore.
Really? Not,
everything.
not a single reason from the video that he just said?
Ow! I want to explore everything, but also, even it's close to Thailand, but I'm thinking too much about my budget, so.
Okay, I'm gonna
be
tell you my
difficult.
reason. It's we need to talk about the density of population and just lay back attitude. That's why we live in the countryside, and I did not survive more than a year in Bangkok. I don't like noises, highly dense, high population density and stuff like this. When the pace, why I asked earlier, how many weeks per year do you have vacation? How many hour per day do you work? Is it a workaholic culture like in Japan, for example? So all of that can make a big difference for me.
Every time when you're talking about like Thai married to white guy, Australian also be on the top. So I'm curious
Well,
why.
Because Australia is not that far from Thailand compared to like Europe or North America. So it's if we want to go to Perth, it's not that expensive. We can have a ticket sometime for $200 if we're lucky. So it's not super expensive.
That's it, because it's not far.
Yeah, the less far a country is, the less the plane ticket is gonna be in general.
That's why they marry Thai girl a lot.
It's because in Australia probably want to want to like go vacation to Thailand, and in Australia also you have a lot of like you know, Pacific Islander influence. A lot of people that look maybe a little bit like you, your skin color and everything.
I'm not really look
So
like Pacific
Australia is
Islander.
it's not only like white people with white skin like me, you know. I'm sure there's a lot of diversity maybe. So they found people like you attractive maybe.
Not like me. I'm not Pacific Islander.
No, I mean
No,
you ask why.
the Pacific Islander they're gonna look like people from south of Thailand. I'm
And also
more
there's
like
a lot of
from the north.
students from China that go study there. There's a lot of Chinese that go there to study and things like this, to live, to have a new life. So I don't know. There's maybe a thing with, maybe they are like compared to like in Sweden, for example, they are more like, they have seen more Asian people in their life than most people in Europe or in other part of the world maybe.
Okay.
So it's the familiarity also. I don't know. So anyway,
Bye bye.
bye bye.